So many women experience pain during intercourse. So many women feel pain with penetration. You might even be feeling pain during putting inside a tampon or a menstrual cup, or when there is deep trusting in sex, or with any penetrative sex. Sadly, it's very, very, very common. Hi, I'm 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗏, a sex and relationship coach. And if you would like to have a more fulfilling sex life and really deepen the passion and the connection in your relationship, you're in the right place. According to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, 75% of women, I know, it's so much, isn't it, experience pain at some point in their life during sex. Me included, I have gone through that too. Well, if you experience any pain during intercourse, I want to tell you that most likely there is a reason for that. And if you want to put work into it and commitment to change it, you have the power to do so. Sometimes, like medical treatments or surgeries or scarring of the pelvic floor might be the cause for the pain during intercourse. Sometimes it could be an infection, a skin disorder. Other times it might be that it's a psychological reason, such as disgust towards sex, fear of intimacy, or like a trauma, a repercussion from a trauma or an abuse that have happened in the past and still you're feeling the consequences right now. It could be stress that also can cause chronic tension on the pelvic floor muscle, and so they're always tense, and penetration doesn't feel good when they're always tense. And in some cases, traditional medicine has the answer, and that's amazing, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes more holistic approach, in my experience, I'm just saying in my experience with my own self, like in my life, and also with women I've been working with, I've had great results, such as like after surgeries or for vaginismus, or when there is like a psychological issue, a bit less when there is an STI, you might just want to take something for it. But for instance, in my experience, I shared with you before how that procedure was a bit invasive for my body, but it is happening again. When I was younger, I had a polycystic ovary syndrome. I still have it, but at the beginning it was causing my period to be all over the place, and I had like sometimes some discomfort, and one of my cysts was actually growing and I needed surgery. And what happened, by embracing my femininity, by using a more holistic approach and connecting deeper with myself, I managed to heal that. And now my period, it's so regular and there is no pain and no discomfort whatsoever. And my cysts are under control, they're not too big at all. I just needed to allow sexual energy to flow instead of staying stuck, because I was feeling some sort of shame and like resistance towards sexuality, and at the same time desire. And so there was this conflict within, and I needed to heal that and harmonize that for energy to flow. And then, pam, magic happened and everything goes into place. And so it's very good if you are having any pain during intercourse to kind of like look within and understand where it's coming from. Because the tendency is to shut down. The tendency is to feel that something is wrong with us. The tendency is to feel, oh my God, like I'm broken. It's just not normal. Something is wrong with me. And why am I feeling that? I had the surgery, but it was a year ago. Why I'm still feeling this? Or maybe I was abused, but it was 5 years ago. Why still having repercussion? Well, we need to heal those wounds, those emotional scar, those physical scar, and we need to give it time. So in a more holistic approach, instead of like shutting down, that's the tendency, right? I want to numb, I want to shut down, I want to push it away, I criticize, I judge myself. Instead of doing that, we want to actually give more love to those areas. We want to give more attention. We want to breathe into them. We want to allow blood flow to go into them. So if we have a very tense pelvic floor, we want to massage it and allow the blood to circulate, the muscle to relax. And if we have a scar, same, we need like to massage it, to give it love. So instead of shutting down, we should look within and we should give it love. And when we bring breath energy, attention, and love to those areas, then have the space to heal. And sometimes we also need support on a psychological level. Like on one hand, we think, oh, it's a physical issue, but our emotions have an impact in our sexual satisfaction. There are many studies around that. And what we feel around sexuality is actually has a repercussion on our sexual fulfillment and our sensitivity and our openness towards it. And it's almost like obvious, right? If I think that my yoni is disgusting, smells bad and tastes awful, and then someone goes down on me, I'm going to be in my head worrying about like, yeah, how they're feeling, and I hope and be very self-conscious instead of like relaxing and just enjoying it. Rather, if I think, oh my God, this is amazing temple and I'm so happy that I'm having a great time over there and it tastes wonderful and it smells wonderful. So it's just like, I'm just like going to surrender and enjoy it. And this is like a small example, but it could go also more extreme. So things that can be done are exercise such as like breath work, or 𝗙𝗏𝗃, or pelvic floor massage, or going and receiving a yoni massage, doing courses in order to like open yourself up to your sexuality and welcome it instead of like fighting or feel confused about it. And I know it almost feels like work, and I have to say that the payoff is so amazing. When we can go from feeling like broken, like something is wrong in us, to feeling sexually empowered and liberated, it adds so much to our life, and there are repercussions throughout our whole life. Like it doesn't end with the pleasure we are feeling in the bedroom. It actually, the way you walk down the street, the way you close a deal at work, the way you talk to your partner, if you know that you feel like more whole and more complete, because our sexuality is part of who we are. So the relationship you have with your yoni, with your genitals, with your sexual life is going really to support you feeling more radiant and liberated. And so if you're experiencing some discomfort, you might want to look into that and really work with that so that you can feel more open. And if you would like more guidance to embrace your sexuality, become more orgasmic, letting go of pain and numbness in your vagina, you might want to check out the Sexual Liberated Woman course. It's a wonderful journey for women to really deepen the connection with their sexuality. And I'm going to put the link below. And if you are loving this video, which I'm sure you are, then I would really appreciate if you can give a thumb up. And if you want to keep updated about conscious sexuality and relating, please subscribe to the channel 𝗙𝗏𝗀𝗀. I keep posting videos around this topic, and they're going to support you feeling more sexually liberated and free.